Welcome back to the 2-Minute Warning. Today, I'm looking at the Cleveland Browns and determining whether or not I think they should pursue signing wide receiver Antonio Brown. But before getting into that topic, question for those of you viewing, comment down below, what are your thoughts on this topic? If you're a Browns fan especially, do you want OBJ? Do you want Antonio Brown mixed with OBJ? Do you want Antonio Brown in general? Do you want nothing to do with Antonio Brown? Keep him as far away as Cleveland as possible. Whatever your thoughts are, comment down below. And getting into the topic, for my opinion, to me, there's just a lot of perspectives and a lot of boxes you have to check off before you even think about signing Antonio Brown. First of all, you have to understand that Antonio Brown, we don't know what he is. Is he what he was in the end of Pittsburgh, what he was with the Raiders, what he was with the Patriots, where he'll just go off the deep end and go crazy, or will he be what he was at Tampa Bay, where he kept in check, all he did was play football, all he was keep producing, all he was winning football games. If he's that, obviously the Browns have to consider it. If he's going to go crazy, obviously you want nothing to do with him, but you don't know. I mean, you have to talk to the guy. Obviously, there will be communication between the agents and the teams, and you'll get a sense of idea what he is. But outside of that, you also have to see the value perspective. I mean, if he's looking for $10, $11, $12 million a year, forget it. The Browns, I think they only have $9, $10 million left in cap space. And of course, they still have to have a little bit of that money for the guys they will draft in the NFL draft, so they could really only afford a $4, $5, $6 million contract. But if you sign him to a 1-year prove-it deal that is worth $4, $5, $6 million, that seems worth it in my opinion to the Browns. But you also have to consider, like I said, Antonio Brown in the past has shown that he's a drama queen, that he can be a problem in the locker room. He can be, I don't want to say selfish. I don't know the guy personally. I don't want to label him selfish, but he likes to be the number one guy on his team, and the same exact thing goes for OBJ. He's shown to have issues in the locker room. He's shown to be wanting to be the star of the show. He likes the spotlight. He wants to be the number one guy on his team, and if you mix the two, you might have double trouble, and the locker room will fall apart. On field will fall apart. System will fall apart. Off the field, the drama. Browns already have enough drama. There's a lot of speculation and criticism against Baker. There's a lot of criticism on whether or not they should trade OBJ. So on and so forth. The Browns don't really want or need any more drama, but like I said, there will be talks with the agent. You find out, does the guy want to play football, or is he chasing the check? Is he all about playing the game? He just wants to be back what he used to be. And if he's looking forward to setting his life up again and getting on the right path, the Browns have to consider it. But you also need to sit down and have a thorough talk with your team, mainly OBJ. Like, if we bring him in, is it going to be an issue? Just be honest. Like, we want your opinion. And you have to ask OBJ exactly what Bruce Arians and Tom Brady asked the receivers of the Bucs. They asked Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, look, if we bring him in, he'll help us win football games, but the ball's going to be taken a little bit out of your hands. It's got to be shared. The passing is going to be separated. Some of the portion of the passes and catches will go towards AB, and Mike Evans and Chris Godwin were willing to take that sacrifice because winning was their number one priority. They wanted a ring, and that's what they got for biting their tongue and taking the less snaps and taking the less catches in order to put the team in the best position to win. And you just have to ask OBJ, is that his same mentality? If he wants to win, he's got to bite his tongue and understand Antonio Brown could help him to get there. And I understand the Browns right now, if you look at their roster, they got the highest paid and the best offensive line in the NFL. They have the best backfield in the NFL. Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt. Receiving core, it's stout already. A healthy Odell Beckham Jr., Jarvis Landry, Rashard Higgins, Austin Hooper, David Njoku. That's pretty stout. And then looking at the defense on that line, you got Myles Garrett, Malik Jackson, Sheldon Richardson, Takarius McKinley, and then in the secondary you got Greedy Williams, Denzel Ward, John Johnson, Troy Hill, and you're well coached as well. So right now the Browns, arguably, in my opinion, are already on the cusp of a Super Bowl. And they might want to say, look, we made the divisional round last year, and we even should have gone farther. This year is our year. We are going to go for it all. We don't want to throw in a wild card type of player that could just tear it all apart. I don't care if it's a 1% chance of him being a problem in the locker room. I don't care if it's a 1% chance of him causing us to score one less touchdown I don't care if he's a 1% problem. We don't want any more risk because this is our year. We've got the roster, we've got the lineup, we've got the quarterback, we've got the coach, and we can afford it all. We don't want to take any more risks. We just want to play football and see what our guys can produce. And I'm totally on board with that angle and that perspective, and I get it. I personally said I got the Browns making the AFC Championship this year. I think all around their roster is top-notch, a top 3, top 5 roster in the NFL. So if you add Antonio Brown, you might not want to take that 1% problem or risk because you think you could do it without him. Or you could look at it like this. We're on the cusp of a Super Bowl. We're a Super Bowl contender that can make a title game, but Antonio Brown could be the cherry on top that solidifies us a title game win, a Super Bowl appearance. He might be that cherry on top that can make us the best team in the NFL. Like I said, top 3 roster, top 3 or 5 receiving core, but if you have a receiving core with Antonio Brown, OBJ, Jarvis Landry, Rashard Higgins, Austin Hooper, David Njoku, that might be the number 1 receiving core in the NFL, backed up by number 1 backfield, backed up by a number 1 offensive line, backed up by a top secondary, backed up by a top defensive line, and backed up by a coach of the year. Who's going to stop that? Screw the Chiefs. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes might be better than Baker Mayfield straight up, but he can't go out there and tackle OBJ. Patrick Mahomes isn't going to play defense and stop this force of an offense. This Browns team, if they got Antonio Brown and he was kept in check, this could be the most dangerous team in the NFL. But there's, of course, risk. Even if you talk to the guy, even if you talk to OBJ, you talk to your team, and winning is our number 1 priority no matter what, there's always risk. There's always a problem. Anything can come up, of course, but to me, if I'm the Browns, I'm not saying go out there and sign him because there's a lot of check marks that have to be checked in those boxes. Evaluating the guy, evaluating what he wants to be valued at, his price, talking to OBJ, thinking do you need him, being able to afford him. Like I said, a lot of things have to be thought out, but to me, if I'm the Browns, I'm not saying sign him today, but my final opinion is to at least look and think about the temptation, think about where it could go, at least consider it, see what his price is, at least check the first box of whether or not you can afford him, at least start to look at it. And I understand you probably don't need him, but no team needs anything. No team is perfect, but anyone can of course be perfect, or anyone can of course get better. And the Browns, I think they're a top 3 roster, but this could make them a top 1 roster, the best roster in the NFL, and that's all I'm saying. It has to at least be worth considering, and you might want to look at other free agents. Yeah, we don't need Antonio Brown. We're happy with the healthy OBJ and Landry and so on. We want to look at Jadeveon Clowney, and that's fine. I'm just saying, if I'm the Browns, I'm at least looking to make one more big move, and Antonio Brown could be the biggest move. I'd love to see it happen. I'm a Bucs fan, and I want Antonio Brown back, but I gotta say, it'd be cool to see him go to Cleveland and become create one of the best teams in the NFL. But overall, like I said, comment down below your guys' thoughts. Do you want Antonio Brown in Cleveland? Do you want him as far away as Cleveland from possible? Because I get both perspectives 100%. That's why I'm saying at least just think about it. Don't go out and sign him right now. Give him a contract today. But at least consider the thought. But like I said, comment down below. And thanks for watching, guys. 2 in the morning.